Hola, bienvenido a mi video. Soy señorita Wozniak y estamos en Unidad 3, lección 1. Y hoy vamos a hablar sobre the present tense of ER and IR verbs and the verb hacer, which means to do. So we're going to learn how to form ER and IR verbs, then use these verbs and hacer to talk about school activities and what we do and others eat and drink. Let's look at the English grammar connection. Remember that the present tense shows an action happening now. So we don't have any stem change, or we don't have any verbs that end in ER, IR, or AR, right? We don't do the same thing. So the only way we can compare this to our own language is through the present tense. Regular verbs that end in ER or IR work a little differently than regular AR verbs. If you remember the AR verb like hablar, which goes o, as, a, amos, an, those are the endings. So let's look at how do we form the regular present tense of ER and IR verbs. So the endings for both verbs are the same except in the nosotros form, okay? So the letter change in this form matches the ending of the infinitive. So let's look at what that will look like. So let's look at the verb vender. It's an ER verb and it means to sell. So here are its endings. Yo, o, tú, es, usted, él, ella, nosotros, hemos. Let's hold on to that. Notice that this E is in blue. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, en. So they kind of sound similar to the AR verbs in the sense that instead of an A, it's an E, right? So it's yo vendo, tú vendes, usted, él, ella vende, nosotros vendemos, ustedes, ellos, ellas venden, okay? So this E here in nosotros is only here because this is an ER verb. All right? So this would be I sell, you sell, he, she, you sell, we sell, you all, they sell. In this example, Mario vende comida en la cafeteria. Mario sells food in the cafeteria. Now let's look at an IR verb. Compartir, to share. Okay? Notice that the endings are the same as they were in ER verbs, o, es, and then just skip over to ustedes, ellos, and ellas, en. And the only place where it's different, just like they said here, the letter change in the nosotros form matches the ending in the infinitive. So here, because it's an IR verb, this is an I, not an E. So it's compartimos, okay? So here we have vendemos because it's an ER verb in the nosotros form. And here it's an I because it's an IR verb. And that only occurs in the nosotros form. So here are its forms in Spanish. Yo comparto, tú compartes, usted, él, ella comparte, nosotros compartimos, ustedes, ellos, ellas comparten. Compartimos las uvas. We are sharing the grapes, or we share the grapes. Finally, let's look at the verb hacer. It is irregular in the present tense only in the yo form. In the yo form, so right here, okay, it is going to be hago. H-A-G-O, hago. In the other forms, it follows the pattern for ER verbs, okay? So let's look at our ER verbs. So let's pretend this is hacer. It would be yo hago, H-A-G-O. Tú haces, él hace, nosotros hacemos, because it is an ER verb, so it would be an E there. Ustedes, ellos hacen. So only in the yo form would it be hago. So yo hago un sandwich. I am making a sandwich. But then in all other forms, it's a regular ER verb. So Carmen hace la tarea. ¿Está bien? Adiós. Hasta luego.